football. Initially, I thought when Don talked about this, is that when we broke up, it'd be like the referees together, umpires together, and didn't realize it was a rotating thing. So I'm basically gonna talk about some of the things he already talked about out there, but to give everyone kind of a referee's perspective on how we would like to see things done. Talking about the pregame, and I'm talking about more the pregame when we're already out on the field. And we all have our specific duties in the manual, which we don't get anymore. And when's the last time anyone's received an official's manual? I know the new officials get them.
2015.
Did we get one, did we get them every other year still? Okay, I couldn't locate one last night when I was looking.
State's short a little money, so
Well, I can remember a time when you used to get the officials manual, you get everything every year. When they cut back to now we don't even get the handbook, but the actual rules book, unless you only get it every other year unless I ordered one and I got it, but the pregame responsibilities in the officials manual kind of sets the tone for the whole night. If it's sloppy, coaches are gonna pick up on that, and it's not gonna set a good tone for the whole night. So, just talk about some of these. Some of this is my opinion, by the way, so, and this is meant to be an open forum, so anybody wants to ask a question or disagree or add something, just jump right in, okay? Even if I know the coaches well, when I go up to them with the umpire during our part of the pregame, I always address them as coach, introduce myself and introduce our umpire. We go and do our, our checklist that we always have that's in the officials manual. I always make sure to ask that properly equipped question in the umpire's presence so I can mark it off on my game card. That's something, it's a legal thing you don't want coming back to bite you in the ass. So I always make sure when I ask, I get the response, and our umpire hears it, we both check it off on our game card. At this point, I always like to talk to the coaches about if we have an obvious penalty enforcement. And most of what I'm gonna talk about today is gonna be penalty enforcement. But at this point during the pregame, I like to tell the official, this is something obvious. We're not gonna stop and bring your captains up. If you have an encroachment or something like that that's obvious, we're not gonna drag it out. We're just gonna go ahead and do the enforcement. There might be a really rare circumstance where they want to decline the penalty part of the yardage part of the penalty, but they can always get your attention to do that. So I also tell coaches at that point that I'm going to talk to the captains if it's a really tough borderline call. Something that I'm not even sure what they would do. I'm going to let the captains look to the coaches at the sideline to get help, but I'm going to tell them we can't drag that out too long. We have to have an answer in a timely manner. I always like to ask the head coach, who's your get back coach for the sideline? And probably, I would say 50% of the time, he'll say, I am. He goes, I'll take care of it. They're really good about that. But sometimes he'll say, Coach so-and-so is our get back coach. He'll take care of that. If you have any problems, talk to him. So I always like to talk to the wing official, to tell him, here's your guy to talk to if you have anybody, if you got guys creeping up and you told them to get back and, they still keep creeping up, talk to him, let him take care of it.
For the new guys, what is a get-back coach?
Okay, the requirement that you have to have that zone on the sideline where only 3 coaches, I think it is, are allowed to be in there. And over the course of the game, it might creep down to 2 yards. The players are up there, they're getting excited, they're encroaching in there. You don't want that. Coaches, like I say, they're usually pretty good about it, especially if a coach designate someone saying, Coach Smith over here is our get back coach. He's on the spot with the head coach, he wants to take care of it, so, make sure if you have that situation, and if you're